Literally, the word Gyanganj means a treasury of knowledge of all kinds. It is correct to presume that Gyanganj is an obscure place lost in the latitudes and longitudes of snowy Tibet. But using the word obscure will not quite suffice to elucidate the point that its obscurity will be maintained until and unless certain siddhis are attained by an individual. Besides, the fathers of Gyanganj have to bestow their kripa as well for one to gain knowledge of the geographical exactitude of this divine Siddhabhumi. One cannot penetrate this mysterious and ethereal Gyanganj without Yog Siddhis and Tapas. Physical Gyanganj exists at a higher altitude than Kailash Parvat. Gyanganj, Rajrajeshwari Mutt, and the Mahasana of Brahmarishi Mahatapa are the three divisions of the Siddhabhumi, and needless to say that Param Guru Mahatapa's Mahasana is the highest rung of the spiritual ladder. These realms, really an oversimplified misnomer, are all created by yoga. The ultimate aim of these Mahayogis, Vishwa Kalyan, or the spiritual upliftment of humanity. Mahamahopadhyay Gopinath Kobiraj, a very eminent Sanskrit scholar, has classified this Yog Bhumi into three divisions for our understanding. The three divisions are Guru Dham or Guru Rajya, Gyanganj, and the third is unknown to mankind of today and will remain so till a certain time in the near future. The essence of Gyanganj is beyond Guru Dham. Now, if we try to intuitively look at it, we understand that Gyanganj is a higher manifestation of Guru Rajya, meaning that it is spread into vast spaces of Parama Prakriti, which existed only as a flame during the hoary past. It was not a spiritual kingdom, but it has since then solidified and metamorphosed into this gigantic landscape through the tapas of Mahakhanda yogis, whose tireless sthula shariric karma has brought this divine kingdom into tangible manifestation. The Vaigyanik, a scientific education, is imparted in Gyanganj by Sri Srimad Shyamananda Paramhamsa, and chief administrator of the ashram is Sri Srimad Gyanananda Paramhamsa, known as Master Kuthumi in the Theosophical Circle. Sometime in the archaic past, Paramhamsa Kutupananda or Gyanananda took upon himself the immense task of administration of Gyanganj, and even to this day the ashram functions with pristine perfection under his able guidance. There are numerous individuals who reside in Gyanganj, namely Brahmacharis, Kumaris, science students, mostly comprising of the above-mentioned segments, Siddha Paramhamsas, their age group if mentioned will only baffle the modern mind, Bhairavi Matas. Most of these Siddhas do not consume food or water, but some who have not achieved such spiritual prowess do eat a little bit. Brahmarishi Mahatapa is one of the greatest Mahasiddhas, Mahayogis of this Manvantara. His spiritual powers are unimaginable by most sadhaks and is completely incomprehensible to the common man. He resides in a cave in the high altitudes of Tibet and prefers to have no ashram for himself. In this most divinely beautiful landscape, his cave sits glowing with spiritual radiance, and inside is a marble murti of Om Rajrajeshwari Mata, the Adi Shakti, which is why this place is called Rajrajeshwari Mutt. There are no houses or living quarters anywhere, as the yogis who reside there have no need for such arrangements. Maharishi Mahatapa mostly spends his time here in tapasya and occasionally visits the yogashram. Sometimes he goes to pay his respects to his Guru Mata Khepamai, which is termed as Manohar Tirtha. In this region of the Himalayas, there are some other mats like the one in discussion. All these ashrams and mats are under the direct jurisdiction of Mata Rajrajeshwari. Maharishi Mahatapa is mostly Maunya. Having transcended the limitations of space and time, he seems to be lost in meditative contemplation of deep spiritual truths and keeps no knowledge of the physical world. His main disciple, Srimad Priguram Paramhamsa, is the overall seer, and under his assiduous management, all these mats function perfectly. He is the invigilator, the occasional examiner, the main anchor that holds together everything. Earlier on, Nimananda, Shyamananda and Jnanananda were discussed. These yogis are all Guru Prata of Priguram Paramhamsa. But in the yogic vibhutis and prowess, there is not one equal to him. Now we will talk about Sri Baba Vishuddhananda. His name was Bholanath. Bholanath studied at Gyanganj. Even before Bholanath was blessed and touched on the head by his Guru Mahatapa, he was given his Bij mantra through sheer inexplicable spiritual force. After this, his Diksha was given to him in person, and he officially became a disciple of Brahmarishi Mahatapa. After the formal initiation, a pupil must remain in the ashram to further his knowledge in different subjects. The syllabi of Gyanganj would seem rather peculiar to modern minds. Bholanath began to learn Surya Vigyan, or solar science, from Paramhamsa Shyamananda, and none other than the great Priguram Paramhamsa took it upon himself to impart the ancient and sacred wisdom of yoga to this young boy. This course is obviously unlike any on earth and takes up very many years. Day in and day out, with indefatigable discipline, immense patience, and after tireless efforts, Bholanath finally excelled in all the subjects he had undertaken, with great perspicacity and spiritual foresight. When you hear the word science, do not confuse it with Western science, which is a study of purely physical processes and inanimate matter through empirical and practical evidence, ignoring consciousness. But in actuality, there is nothing inanimate in this world. What we refer to as lifeless, inanimate, is not so in its entirety. Wisdom knowledge here is referred to as science. Animate and inanimate are both subject matters for science. And this type of science may be termed solar science, as the sun is the central force behind it. In the scriptures, there is mention of a sublime energy field, if studied and understood, brings about a complete knowledge and practical experience of the wisdom sciences and its functionings. The laws of this universe makes itself known and proceeds through this Brahma Vigyan. But what is this Brahma Vigyan?